Hey everybody, I'm Yuna and I'm hanging out with Rob from Front Row Life.
It seems like this year you've been touring a lot,
Yeah.
and I mean, what has that experience been like for you?
Well, it's really cool. I actually enjoy touring a lot because I love traveling,
Hmm.
and because I'm not from here. I'm from Malaysia
Yeah.
originally. So, this is like an opportunity for me to kind of like see, what's out there and also, see my fans. And it's pretty crazy, when you end up at places like Denver or Boulder and you see like all these people like, where do you come from? Like, how did you find out, about me? So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool. And mentioning that you are from Malaysia, do you feel that you made a big impact here in the U.S. market? And if so, what has been the hardest feat in doing so?
Well, I try to be really, really positive when it comes to because I love making music and I just like, I enjoy performing, I enjoy writing, and I enjoy just coming up with new stuff to share with the fans, and I enjoy getting new listeners,
Yeah.
So when I do stuff, like I don't really expect any great things to happen except for I just want to make people happy,
Hmm.
and it's slowly happening, and obviously touring has helped a lot. Touring has helped me achieve that. It's just like reaching out to people,
Yeah.
and like it's just crazy how by word of mouth, people who were just there for example, like I was opening for a lot of these amazing bands, and
Hmm.
then amazing singers, and people who were there, they would just go like, oh hey, you got to check out Yuna
That's
because
amazing.
I saw her perform live once, blah blah, and it was just like by word of mouth. So it's really
That's
cool
pretty cool,
that
though.
yeah, it's
That's
happening.
cool.
Yeah.
And not only your own tours, but you've been doing a lot of festivals, from what I've noticed. And what has been your favorite festival that you performed at so far?
It would have to be, I think, let's see. Well, it would have to be one of my first festivals. It was Lollapalooza.
Okay.
That was really exciting. So
That's a big one.
yeah, and it was really cool. It was one of my first festival shows, and
Mhm.
we performed at this like beautiful area, which is like literally like a park, and trees were just like it was just like a tent of
That's
giant trees and a canopy of trees. So
that's
it
awesome.
was really cool. It was really nice.
Now, earlier this year, you went on tour or you did a few dates with Maxwell. How was that experience like? And what connection did that bring for you and your music with Maxwell?
Well, Maxwell, he's a really talented person. He's super sweet, and
Mhm.
to be able to, go on tour with him was really amazing because I do not, like I did not expect, never in a million years would I think that, oh, I would go on tour with Maxwell. And
Mhm.
but he was so sweet. I was really happy to be a part of that tour, even though for a short period of time, it was in the month of Ramadan and I was fasting, and I wish I could have gone, the whole and done the whole thing, but I couldn't. So he was still like kind enough to have me on like a part of his tour,
Mhm.
and to be a part of the Maxwell experience.
That's
And we
cool.
we got this, my bandmates and I, we got this opportunity to perform at like huge venues, like huge crowds. So thank you, Maxwell, if you're watching this. So yeah.
Now, with you mentioning the fasting, how much impact has your faith, put into your music, or vice versa?
Well, my faith is probably 100%. It is one hundred
Mhm.
percent of what I am. Um, so I live my life every day, you know, by it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as a singer songwriter, as an artist, like um, a lot of people like to what do you mean how do you say it, like separate themselves from oh, I'm a this person, but I'm
Yeah.
also like when I'm on stage I'm a different person,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And for me, I'm just like one person altogether. So if you see me, this is Yuna for you. Like I'm not hiding anything, and I feel like, yeah, it has helped me a lot. In terms of, like I'm very disciplined when it comes to like, doing my work and traveling, and it keeps me in check, it keeps me balanced, and uh yeah, I mean, like it's something that has been a part of me for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, has it ever affected a move for you, or a career move for you, because someone didn't accept the fact of the faith, or like for example with Maxwell, you were fasting, so he accepted that, but anybody else might not have done that. So has that happened before?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, like, everyone has been like really, really supportive of me, because probably they understand, that's who I am,
Yeah.
and that's a part of my life. And for example, like fasting, is something that I do, ever since I was a kid. Like I've been doing it all my life, so it will be really difficult for me to kind of like do my, my work during Ramadan,
Yeah.
when I just want to like, do Ramadan. And but yeah, there's a lot of people, I have a lot of people who are really supportive of, who I am and what I'm doing. And I'm really grateful to be surrounded by these people.
You were mentioning, keeping yourself grounded. One of your songs on Nocturnal is Lights and Camera, which is pretty much about the fame, the lights, and the glimmer. How much has it impacted your life?
Um, well, obviously, I'm a new artist out here, so I don't really feel that so much out here. But back home in Malaysia, it has really, changed my life like completely. I was like just this normal girl. I was never I was never groomed to be an artist or anything like that. So I was not prepared for fame, or for people just coming at me while I'm eating, like, oh, can I get a photo with you? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to, like, should I stop eating, and like, should I just say no? So it's just a little bit weird. Fame is a little bit weird, and people respond to it differently, and react to it differently. But Lights and Camera was a song that I wanted to write, just like in another perspective. Like people always see fame as this like, oh, very glamorous thing, and like a lot of people would embrace it, people love it, and it's very, very superficial. For like what I'm doing sometimes can be very superficial. Like I talk about myself all day for interviews, but yeah, like Lights and Camera just tells a different story about it. Like there's more to me, or like a lot of, sometimes like I get like just it's just so weird. Sometimes I get like messages from my friends who are in the spotlight, and they would just like talk to me like, oh my god, like Lights and Camera, it's like it's me. I'm like, really? That's pretty crazy and pretty cool at the same time. So yeah, I just wanted to tell a different story about fame. In a way, Lights and Camera, I feel it could educate people about, not just looking at something on the surface. Like people are people, so everyone has feelings, everyone has like something real inside of them, and everyone wants to be something more. And in my songs, in my music, I feel like I would love to like spark that, or ignite that feeling in someone. Just like, yeah.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, you've been touring a lot, especially because of the record. But when do you feel is the right time to actually start thinking about writing a new record, or pausing for a little bit to focus on new music, or focus on you?
Well, it depends. Normally by the end of the year, it's so weird, but by the end of the year, I would probably have something like a group of songs, you know what I mean, and just ready to be out there and record it. And but it depends, like you can't really like plan it, for example, like I don't really work well with schedules. Like if I'm scheduled to write I probably won't be able to write anything good. So it would just have to happen naturally, probably after touring. Normally, when you tour, then you know your strength when you're performing and when you're like communicating with when you're connecting with the crowd, and then you would know, oh, I want to write something that I feel like it's personal, but at the same time, people can relate to it. So it's like that, like after a while, you're just traveling, you're just meeting people and experiencing new things, and then you'll feel like you're ready to come up with something new. Yeah.
And with Nocturnal, where did you find yourself writing most of the record? Was it majority in the studio, majority on tour? Do you have like a certain spot that, this magic happens?
It depends. For example, Nocturnal was in a lot of different places. Nocturnal was in LA. I wrote everything in LA, in Malibu, in downtown, in West Hollywood, Santa Monica. It's all in LA, but like obviously some of the what do you call it, inspiration came from just me wanting to do something more, what do you call it, something more not like Malay, but I wanted to have like more of that vibe.
Okay.
So we didn't plan for it, like I didn't plan for it, but I think the reason why it got through the record, because like I felt like strongly about having that in the record, so naturally it's just like right there. Gotcha. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wrote most of it in LA.
You have Pharrell and you have Foster, and you could have used them, but you chose to mainly do this about yourself this time around. Do you think if they would have helped you on the record, do you think it would have had the same Malay kind of feel that you're mentioning?
Oh, well, maybe, probably. I feel like they're very talented producers and writers. They're able to do anything because they're so talented, and then they're so. For example, I worked with Pharrell before, and he's so respectful of my background, but at the same time, he wanted me to grow into like something that I never thought that I could grow into. So. Yeah, definitely, and I would love to work with Pharrell again. That would be really interesting. And but I'm always open to work with new producers as well, like young producers. For example, I got this opportunity to work with Robin Hannibal. Well, I mean, like he's not new or anything like that, but he's like this amazing producer from Quadron and Rai. Okay. So it was exciting, to be able to work with him, and we came up with amazing tracks like Falling and Lights and Camera. So yeah, definitely like stuff like that. I'm down for that.
Now coming into a new album, whenever that time is, how do you feel you've grown as a writer and also as a performer?
I feel like obviously like being out here for more than 3 years, it definitely like taught me a lot, in terms of everything, like musically, in life as well. Just being in the music industry, you just kind of know how everything works, and also you you'll find out, along the way, like, oh, what works in an album or what works when you're performing. And I feel like, yeah, I've grown as an artist, and I'm really glad I came out here just to work, because this is like a perfect place to kind of like discover what kind of music you can do, and people that you can work with. It's there's endless possibilities out here, so and plenty of room to grow. So yeah.
Now, do you feel like you're an LA resident now, even you've been here for quite some time already, or do you still feel like you're still getting used to the place?
I'm still getting used to the place, but I'm slowly, like I feel like the last 2 years I never really like got into, because I've been working so much. I never really got into like discovering, for example, like hiking trails, or like very LA things, like all the Los Angeles things that people do out here. So yeah, recently I got into that, and I love I love nature. I love like going to the beach, and I
Yeah.
love going to Malibu. I love going hiking, and yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Now you're on tour right now. So after this tour, what are your plans?
I'm gonna go back into the studio and work some more. And probably go back to Malaysia for a little bit,
Okay.
to spend time with my family, and yeah, and write more things, and work with more people, hopefully. So yeah.
Now, do you feel that you've done enough touring this year, or do you still think there's still room for some more?
Oh, I'm down to tour some more, especially Europe and Asia.
Okay.
I wish I still haven't got the opportunity. I haven't done any Asian tour yet, so
Okay.
I'm excited for that to happen, hopefully soon. So yeah.